Welcome back to Hot Takes with Wheelz and our friend Jonathan Brawn, the Samsung consultant, the Samsung expert, I should say.
Hey, I'll take it.
Thanks for joining us again today, Jonathan.
My pleasure.
Let's talk dvLED. We talked a couple weeks ago in regards to the all-in-ones that Samsung has been coming out with, and we were talking a little bit about the IAB product. Samsung has now launched a new all-in-one, which is the IAC 130 inch at 2K. And boy, oh boy, does it have some great selling points to it. What would you say some of the biggest things are?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm going to do a quick recap just for those in the audience who have not seen Samsung's all-in-one yet, because I've got to point this out. There's a lot of all-in-one product in the channel, and not all-in-ones are created equal. Most all-in-one product ships in as just a kitted form of a normal direct vLED. So you get all the individual cabinets, usually with a wall mount, with some form of bezel kit, and sometimes some add-ons like you'll have the processor that'll snap into the back or something simple, but it still is pretty much like building a normal dvLED product.
Right.
Where what Samsung did, and it's one of the very few times I see something truly kind of unique come along. It's nice that we get to talk about something like that. It's rare, but they took and built it as a true all-in-one where it ships in just a couple of modules between 3 and 4, depending on size. So it's much easier to install and everything's already built in. So you're just hanging basically the background plates, put the wall mount up, of course, otherwise it falls. That doesn't do anybody any good.
No.
Put the wall mount up, throw the background plates up, dock your LED modules. There's very little cabling. You can do 146 inch, not our topic today. Another great, go back and watch the other video on that one. But the 146 can be done in less than 2 hours by a couple of motivated people. So taking that to the IAC, well, one, it's not micro LED. Now, that's normally going to be a downside, but the thing is, if you don't need that performance, and I know you said hot takes, so this is a hot take. If you don't need that performance, this is a great compromise. You know, we all want to sell the better product, but let's be honest, not everybody's got the budget. So it's not micro LED, which means it's a fair bit less expensive. It's definitely to a price point that makes it more accessible to a normal user who's not going to invest in something that high performance, right?
Definitely. And one of the things that we talked about in the last video in regards to the direct view LED all-in-ones is this market is really going to be taking over some of the video wall, the classic 2x2s, 4x, like the classic video wall installation. We're really going to see a lot of that move into the direct view LED market. And the price point of the IAC is getting us closer to where that
Exactly.
2x2 55 inch would normally be.
Exactly. Where now we're looking at, okay, it's seamless, it's brighter, it is just as simple to install. You don't have to worry about processing. You can treat it like a big LFD basically, and it looks and feels like one once it's installed. But I'll tell you, you go talking to like one of the ones I've seen a lot of is schools putting these things as scoreboards in gyms, where if I've got LCDs, I got to whack a protective enclosure or something on that just so that, somebody doesn't get an attitude, probably middle school boy, we're terrible, and just go chucking a ball at it really hard. I'm going to break it. They will. With a dvLED, I mean, it's not indestructible, but it's far more durable. And it's going to be plain brighter. And it's a 1.5 millimeter pixel pitch. That's a great compromise. You're going to be 15 feet back to use it. 1080p, 2K resolution. It seems like an outstanding just balance of price to performance. And yeah, I mean, think about like conference rooms where I'm not going to spend micro LED money, but I really could use that. That's a nice jump up from like a 2x2, like you said.
Because it still gives you that wow impact punch that direct view LED does across the board. And Samsung continuing coming up with new solutions to make it easy and price conscious to be able to introduce it into the market. And so it's a great option. And again, like you said, all in one box, under 2 hours for two people to install, right? Like it makes it so much easier to be able to walk into that direct view LED market seamlessly, cost effectively, and makes it a no-brainer, if you will.
Well, exactly. I mean, look, folks, for everybody out here watching this, there's like maybe a few of you. The truth is, yeah, we might get both. But the reality is, if you're getting confused by dvLED, and it's easy to happen because there's so many different variables, size of display, pixel pitch, different types of cabinets, what model. I mean, Samsung, they've got like a dozen models of different dvLED solutions. This really simplifies it. So if you haven't built a direct VLED practice yet, this really makes it practical to do it because it's just a few parts, just like the micro LED product did with the IAB series that we talked about. Again, shameless plug, go watch the other video, go back and watch that, scroll down, find it. But it just kind of opens things up a lot. And it shouldn't be something that you should ever feel intimidated by. And honestly, it's even starting to get where it's a kind of a projector alternative for a higher end home theater in a dedicated room. I had a conversation with Samsung's consumer reps the other day where they had, the first time I've seen this, just myself personally, I'm sure other people at Samsung have, somebody wanted to put one in their media room and their seating was far enough back and they wanted people to go, well, darn, this is incredible. I mean, it's super
Makes
bright.
sense.
It's going to look great
Yeah.
at a reasonable distance.
Sounds great. Great, great. Fantastic. Well, Jonathan, as always, thank you so much for your time and your
My pleasure.
information and helping us out get a better understanding of the Samsung IAC 132K all-in-one direct view LED. We look forward to seeing you next time with Hot Takes
Yeah.
with Wheelz, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thanks. You too. Thanks, everybody.